All right, our next speaker is going to speak about finding business by being found. He is Stanley Tay. He's the managing director of PurpleClick Media. He's a certified public accountant and honor graduate from Nanyang Technological University School of Accountancy. That's in Singapore. Yeah. Stanley joined PurpleClick Media as a business manager in 2007. In a few short years, he was promoted through the ranks to his current appointment as managing director at the digital agency, propelled by his analytical skills, strategic thinking, and inspiring management style. In his position as managing director, he oversees the company's sales and financial operations and business development. Prior to PurpleClick Media, Stanley worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers and Credit Suisse as a transactions advisor and product controller, respectively. He also frequently speaks at seminars conducted by IE Singapore, Singapore Business Federation, Pacific Conferences, and Textile and Fashion Federation Singapore, among others. Stanley's depth of fiscal knowledge and breadth of experience gave him the upper hand when tailoring online marketing solutions for clients from the financial industry, such as Citibank, Central Provident Fund, and Fund Supermart. Over the years, he has also translated that expertise and analytical mind to driving business results for other accounts, such as the Prime Minister's Office, Zapper, Cisco Systems, Stone Forest IT, Hitachi, and Pioneer Electronics. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stanley Tay.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's past 5:30 now, so I know it's always challenging to be the last speaker of the day because by now you all have listened to a lot of stuff, especially after the very interesting presentation by Robin. He has set the standard so high. So I just want to make sure that you are still with me. So can I get you all to stand up and do 20 jumping jacks with me? I'm just joking. Okay, so today my topic, yes, thanks for the response. You are awake. Okay, so today I'm going to touch on finding business by being found. So what do I mean by that? Okay, so back to the classroom. Blackboard, I'm going to teach you all about marketing. So what are the 4 Ps? No lah, this is too simple for you all. Okay, so let's look at our marketing landscape at the moment. Okay, we have online, we have offline, we have traditional. So you can see all the different options there. Okay, and digital, we know that internet is the source of information. That's something that all advertisers cannot ignore at this point in time. And I'm sure that's the reason why all of you are here today. Okay, and as compared to traditional media, is it the same? Yes, you can see from everywhere. The billboards, the posters, it's getting cluttered. Advertising is getting more and more cluttered by the day. Okay, and it's harder for us as advertisers, as business owners, to make our products visible within all this information and stand out from others competitors. Okay, we have tons of products to choose from. And does this look familiar? We spend money on advertisements and that's why they land up at. Okay, and we take a look at the different forms of advertising channels that we have, the different options. We have TV commercials, print ads, outdoor billboards, bus ad, radio, brochures, roadshows. Actually, the last column is online advertising. I don't know why the alignment got cut off. Okay, but it shows that this is the least priority among all of us here. No, just joking. Okay, I have a question for all of you here. Does anybody know what is the percentage of the total ad spend that's being spent on online now? Any guess? Any takers? 2%. Wow. Okay. Actually, I intended to give a clue, but it seems like my clue is useless. Okay, right now our media consumption is about 40-60 split between the online and the traditional world, which means to say that our consumers, the end users, they're consuming 40% of the time in the online world as compared to the traditional media. Okay, but the anomaly is we are only spending 2% of our advertising dollars in the online world, which really to me doesn't make sense. That's why we are all here today to find out how can we change this percentage to 40%, which is happening in more mature markets like the States, like the Australian market. But within Southeast Asia, this percentage is very prevalent. In fact, even in Singapore, where I came from, our online ad spend is about 7%. Okay, still very far off of the 30-40% target that we wanted. Okay, so before we decided to go online, I just want to do a quick comparison between the traditional media versus the online media. Okay, so you can see from the slides there, okay, traditional, we have the outdoor, bars, print ads, TV commercial, radio, brochures, roadshow, trade events, so on and so forth. There's actually equivalent of that in the online version. Okay, there's our display banners on the various portals. We have email marketing, we have social media, which a lot of presenters have touched on, and we have search marketing. Okay, and I want to just summarize all these different channels, all these different options. When we do marketing, our first and foremost consideration is who are our audience? How do I reach out to my targeted audience? Okay, and all these various platforms, they do reach out to different groups of people. And when we reach out to this different group of people, how do we engage them? How do we make them interested in our ads? Okay, I want to introduce this concept about push versus pull. In most form of advertising, we are talking about push advertising. That means I'm showing my ad to a person regardless of whether he's interested or not. I'm just casting out my net very wide, hoping that's interested in whatever I'm showing. Okay? And in the online world, there's this particular platform, which is last on my list, search marketing. This is what I call a pull concept. I'm reaching out to that person when he's searching for my products. If not, I will not reach out to him. It's very passive, but it's very, very powerful and cost-effective because it's very, very targeted. The fact that somebody search for a product using certain keywords, see the ads and still click onto it, means that he is a highly potential target customers of mine. Okay, which I'll touch on later. Okay, so we all know that we are here today. Our opportunity, there are 2.4 billion people online today. But the problem is, within this mass of people, how do I stand out against my competitor? How do I reach out to my customers in the online world? Okay, that's finding business by being found. Okay, again, sorry, the MacBook changed my alignment. In the online advertising channels platform, we have display, email, social media, and search marketing. And for today's presentation, I'm going to focus on two particular aspects, which is the display advertising and search marketing. Okay? I'll start with what I call pay-per-click advertising. We have two options, like I mentioned. We'll cover display advertising and we'll cover search engine marketing. Okay? We'll start with the simpler one first. That's the display advertising. Okay? I'm sure everybody knows this. Display advertising just simply refers to putting up banners on the different various portals. Okay? We have many, many different kind of portals, websites, okay, in the online world, finance, business network, property network, all the gaming sites, entertainment sites. Okay, I'm just listing out some examples to let you all see the kind of variety and the diversity of websites available in the online world. Okay, jobs network, travel network. Okay, and I want to introduce this Google Display Network, which we call GDN, Google Display Network. I'm sure all of you knows Google, and a lot of people only know Google as a search engine. Okay, everybody Googled it. When you want to look for information, you go to Google, search for it, and you get the results. But actually, under Google Network, as an advertising platform, they have this display network. Okay, under this display network, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of websites are actually under this network. And you can actually make use of this Google platform to get your banners and advertisements up on all these different portals. Okay, they have thousands and thousands and thousands of websites under them. But the problem is, having so many portals, so many different websites, how do we choose the website that we want to show our banners on? how do we decide which is the portal that's suitable for us? By going through the millions of websites, understanding each and every one of the demographics of the website. That would be too tedious. I mean, you used to get agency, get them to do media planning. Agency, can you tell me which are the sites suitable for me? Then they propose, then you check out on them, then you decide whether you want to go on them. Yes, that is the tried and tested method. Okay, but that is actually very, very tedious and very, very human time consuming. Okay, and under this Google platform, I just want to introduce a few different methods which we call ICM, topic targeting, contextual, and remarketing. Okay, and these are based on content-driven or audience search behavior-driven kind of targeting. I'll touch on each and one of them now. Placement targeting is the simplest. You go through the sites, as I mentioned, very traditional way. You decide which are the sites you want. You go through the traffic. You go through the demographics of the audience there. You decide which are the portals that you want to put on. Okay, this is the traditional method that everybody will understand. Topic targeting. Okay, that's when things get interesting. You no longer have to go through each and every site. Okay, you decide what are the topics that you want. Say, for example, I want to target I want to put my advertisements on the websites that is gardening related. Then the system will choose all the topics revolving around gardening and show your advertisements there. So that saves out a lot of your time by having to go through each and every site and deciding whether is that a good site to be on. And the best thing of this all is pay-per-click advertising, which means to say that if your banners shows up in the sites that the system selected for you, nobody ever click onto your website. You don't have to pay a single cent. Okay, it's all performance driven. You only pay when there's actually people clicking to your website. So you don't have to worry that, well, the system, I choose the topic gardening and the system put me on all those very lousy websites that in the end nobody clicked. In fact, that can be good news. If I'm shown, nobody clicked, I'm getting free branding, free awareness without having to pay any cost. Okay, so it's very, very performance driven and the system is not stupid. What the system try is within the topic, they try to get you onto very, very specific sites which is related to your targeted audience so that they can earn your money as well. Okay, this is what we call pay-per-click advertising. At the first impression, first thought, a lot of people feel that pay-per-click advertising seems very expensive to me. But if you go through the mathematics and the mechanics of the different advertising channels, you realize that pay-per-click advertising is actually one of the most cost-effective and powerful. Okay? After topic targeting, we have contextual targeting. What do we mean by contextual? Topic is what kind of websites are those websites? Contextual targeting, I'm not targeting the website. I'm targeting the subject matter that's being shown on the particular website. So if today I want to reach out to people who loves to use credit cards, okay? There's no such thing as credit card websites, okay, other than the banks. But there will be a lot of sites that compares credit card, that talks about which credit card is the best promotion for which restaurants, which credit card is the best promotion for the different shopping areas. Okay, when the subject matter being discussed, being shown on the particular website is a subject matter which I wanted, my ads will show up. Okay, this is what we call, we are targeting by context. We don't have to choose a site. The system will choose the site for us. Okay, this example, let's say I will tell the system I want to preset certain subject matter, makeup tips, skincare, skin whitening, energy supplement, healthy living. And the system will run through all the different content on the various portals in the network and start showing my sites. So I start showing my advertisements on the sites. So today, if I am writing a Gmail to my friend talking about this new condo launch, and if this new condo launch used contextual targeting to show his ads, when my friend received my email, the subject matter being read on the email content is that subject matter, the condominium ads will show up in his Gmail account, okay, which is very, very powerful because your ads are actually being shown, being found, being seen exactly when that person is reading about that particular subject matter, Okay, this is what we call contextual targeting. Next, we have interest categories targeting, ICM. Okay, now this one you are not selecting based on context, subject matter, topics. You are showing your ads based on the user search patterns, their search behavior history. Okay, say for example, I am a sportswear apparel retailer. My sports apparel will be more suitable to those who travel a lot. Okay, I just quoting an example of my mind now. Okay, and I want to show my ads to people who love traveling. Okay, so I'll tell the system I want to use ICM on people who have search patterns related to traveling interests. So whoever that search for places of interest, who visits sites that is related to travel, air ticketing, airplane, around the world, information about country visiting, the next time, the next site that he visit, my ads will show up. Okay? My ads will not show up on these travel sites, but my ads will show up after this person done certain search behavior over certain period of time, then my ads will show up wherever he's within my network. Okay, how this thing work? Okay, whenever users surf anything, search for certain information, visit certain sites, a cookie is actually attached to that user. And this data is actually stored, retrieved, and analyzed. Okay, and we can actually make use of this data to show certain ads to certain people based on their search patterns. Okay, that's the reason why over time you realize that you very much often see a certain type of advertisements over time. Okay, guys, based on the sites that you visit, you'll see certain ads. So today, if you go back home, you start to see certain porn ads showing up, you know what to do. Okay, in order not to be constrained by this thing, a little trick is just to clear your cookies, and then you will not be bothered by this already. Okay? And last option that I want to touch on this display advertising is what we call remarketing. Okay? Remarketing is also another very, very powerful kind of display advertising. Okay? Remarketing means that we are showing the ads to people who has visited my own website, but has not done certain action that I wanted them to do. Okay? How this thing work? Users visited my website. Cookie is attached to all these users. They did not buy from me. They did not download. They did not submit online inquiry. They did not perform any action. They leave my website. To me, these are huge losses because the fact that this person has come to my website, spent certain amount of time on my website, surfing through different pages, but not acting on it, this is a potential loss to me. I want to grab these people back again. So I want to remarket my message. Okay? So for example, in this example, somebody visited Club Med website. Okay? They choose certain category, they look through the prices, but some reason or another, they did not book any package and leave the website. Okay? My cookie is attached to this person. 2 weeks later, I will start showing an ad to him again. But the message, the ad that is showing to him again in 2 weeks' time must be different from the message that's shown to him before that. Because you cannot be showing the same ads. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Okay, you should be sending another ad, showing another message whereby you can more or less address the concern, the initial concern, why in the first place he did not perform certain action on your website. Okay, I run this remarketing for a client of mine. They are in the business of doing online e-commerce, selling branded bags. Really, the branded bags like the LV, Prada, Gucci, okay, at huge discount. Basically, they source their inventory from the Europe, all the off-season products, okay, but still very branded. It's the genuine goods, and then sell at huge discount, 30-40%. But they are selling everything online. So a lot of females, a lot of ladies in Singapore like this website, visits this website. But the concern of buying a 2,000, 3,000 USD bag over online, some are quite hesitant. Okay, so they will leave this website, but I'm sure, because we track based on how much time they spend on the website, how many pages they actually visited, we know that these are actually very, very genuine interested potential customers. So our remarketing message, 1 week later, we show that we invite all these people to a physical private warehouse sale. Let them see that, okay, so we are not just an online e-commerce store. We actually have all these goods. So you can be assured that the bags that you are getting from us are genuine and physical. Okay, so you can see from this remarketing for this particular e-commerce client of mine, we show certain ads to get these people in. Branded bags at huge discount, they're interested, they come in. But they leave the website. We show the ads again, okay, another message telling them that, hey, we actually have a physical store. You are specially invited to our private warehouse sale to let them see and feel so that they have more confidence to buy from us. Okay? So that's all for display advertising. Okay? I'll touch on the next component, pay-per-click advertising, which is search engine marketing. Okay? When you search any search result in Google, Yahoo, or any other search engine, these are all the results that you will see. Okay? All those that's boxed up in different color at the top and on the right-hand side are actually paid listings, sponsored results. Okay? And this is what we call search engine marketing. Okay? We can decide the keywords that we want our ads to be shown. And this is one of the most powerful form of advertising in the online world because, like I say again, if this person is not interested in the product, he will not search using this particular term. When he sees the results that come up, he actually click on it and go to your website. If he sees all these results and doesn't click onto your ad, you don't have to pay a single cent. Okay, so it's all very performance driven. Okay, you are reaching out to people when they're interested. Okay, so these are the main benefits of search engine marketing. Cost effective, there's minimal advertising wastage. Remember, initially I told you all the concept of push advertising and pull advertising. In push advertising, there's actually a lot of advertising wastage. No matter which platform, which media, which channel you go for, the media owner, the platform owners are actually charging people based on impressions, based on circulation numbers, based on viewership numbers of the advertisement. But truly, if you do a TV commercial, okay, they will tell you, hey, this particular time slot, this particular channel, there's how many millions of viewers at this point in time. That's why you pay this price. But how confident are we as advertisers to be sure that indeed all these viewers are actually looking at my commercial? Would they go for toilet break? Would they switch channel? Would they be doing a phone call during a commercial break? Okay, even newspapers is like that. It's based on the circulation numbers. And while people flip through newspaper, they do read, but how many of them are actually looking at the advertisements? So definitely there will be people still interested in the advertisements, but you're actually paying for everyone else who are not looking at your advertisements. Okay, that's what we call advertising wastage. And that's the reason why when we do online advertising, we try to be as targeted as possible. So like the display advertising that I mentioned just now, the various different form of targeting is to make sure that I'm reaching out to people who are actually interested in my product so that I will not waste my advertising dollars on them. And the next thing is pay-per-click advertising actually reinforce that. Because if everybody see your ads not interested, do not click onto your ads, you don't have to pay a single cent. This same thing goes for search engine marketing. Okay? And search engine marketing, pulling, you are reaching out to people who are actually interested and actively searching for a product. So in a way, you're actually reaching out to the right people at the right time, at the right place. Okay? But having said so much good things about search engine marketing, it's very targeted, it's cost effective, it's all good. But its biggest drawback is a bit passive. Okay? So if you have a new product, you're going for product launch, search engine marketing might not be the best way to launch a product. Because if nobody knows about company, business, product, or particular type of service offering industry, not much search volume, you will not be able to create the awareness or branding that you need. Okay? So it's always best to complement certain elements of search with display so that you achieve both the branding and the ROI. Okay? So I just want to go through some very simple steps to just start a search campaign. Okay? Nothing fanciful. This is just very simple, elementary things that you need to be aware of. Okay? Step 1, you need to determine your marketing objective, whether is it to drive sales, ROI driven, or just to generate brand awareness. Because different marketing objective will decide the kind of keywords that you use, will decide the kind of ad message that you put across. Okay? Step 2, you need to define your search engine marketing strategy. Okay? At which stage of the buying cycle interest that you want to target? Do you want to get people when they are in the interest stage, right, so that you can create awareness, let them know, okay, get them early in their decision-making process, or when they are desire, or when they're actually in the midst of taking action. Okay, this is what we call the buying cycle process. Okay, at the interest level, the keywords used will be very generic, okay, very general keywords. These keywords will have a lot of search volume, but a lot of people who are searching at this stage, okay, they are not ready to buy it. They're just looking to get more information, gathering information stage. Okay, and at this point in time, your message to them, the unique selling point that you want to drive across to them, will be catered very generally. Okay, when in the second stage, when this person desire, he's looking to buy it, he wants to find out more. Okay, that's when your keywords get more specific. Okay, catering to what they want, and you give them more information in your ad message. Okay, and finally, when they have made up their mind to buy certain things, this is where we use all the very long tail specific keywords. Okay, very, very specific terms like Club Med, Maldives promotions in June. You state the location, you state the season, you state the timing already. Okay, and you will tell the message that you're telling them is your price, your availability, and your best selling point already. Because this is when they have made up their mind, they are just comparing to make the final decision. Okay, so at first glance, everybody will want to have the action keywords, so-called. Okay, the specific, the long tail keywords, because that's when it's expected to give you the largest conversions. Okay, but just bear in mind that this group of keywords might not have as much search volume as in the initial phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, and it's always good to have a series of keywords from the various stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, so that you capture your targeted audience throughout this whole buying cycle process. Okay, third thing, after you decide your objective, okay, you decide your strategy, which are the audience that you want to target, okay, that's when you need to come up with your keywords and your strategy and your grouping. Okay, we group keywords in thematic groups, okay, based along a theme. Okay, so if you are shoes retailer, you have shoes online, cheap shoes online, you have the different brands, you have the different products. Okay, campaign and group. Okay, after you have your structure, you know the themes that you want to set up, you need to generate the keywords. Okay, so this is an example of a printing, name card printing company. Okay, when they are in exploring stage, people use printing, comparing stage, name card printing, adding, okay, even adjectives like cheap name card printing. Okay, and other than the keywords, you need to understand the match types that you attach to all your different keywords. Okay, I'll just briefly go through some of them. Broad match means that your ads are going to show as long as the overall meaning of the search term is similar to your keywords. Okay, so you don't have to put in exact keywords. Exact match is the direct opposite. Okay, it means that people have to search exactly the same match with one S, with no S, with spacing in between, does make a difference. So exact match have to exactly. Broad match, no. As long as the overall meaning is the same, it will trigger. Okay? But the problem with using broad match is that sometimes it can trigger keywords, trigger results that is totally not expected. Okay? I just want to quote you one example. I used to I've seen a campaign before. They are a tuition agency that specializes in SAT programs. Okay, SAT is those US colleges entrance exam. Okay, for Singaporeans who wants to go to US to study in the colleges, you need to pass the SAT program. So there's this agency that has all the 10-year paper, 10-year series, give tuition, give tips on how to pass all this SAT. So obviously, SAT is a very important keyword. So that campaign was run using SAT programs, SAT lessons, SAT tips, all the various, and we use broad match, okay? And we run the campaign, and we look at the results, okay? The broad match actually trigger the ads to appear for keywords like Saturday TV program, satellite TV, because it contains the SAT inside. So using broad match must be very careful, okay? Because the trigger by the system can be something unexpected, and that's why we need to look at the results very carefully and use negative keywords, okay, to filter out those. So I use SAT as a broad match. I don't want my ads to be shown for satellite TV, Saturday TV program. I will negative filter Saturday and satellite. When that happens, my ads will no longer appear by the broad match, okay? And negative keywords will be used to further filter out certain keywords that you think is not useful for your product. Say I'm a travel agent, okay? I want people who search for travel agency, but I might be offering premium packages. So people who search for cheap travel packages, cheap travel, low-cost travel agency, I don't want my ads to appear because that can affect my branding, or that could possibly use up certain advertising budget that I have. So I can actually negative filter the keywords cheap, okay? If I am a software download provider, a lot of people like to search for free download. I can filter the word free so that people who are looking for free or cheap will not see my ads, okay? Okay, step number 5. Before we run any campaign, before you start anything, okay, know what your competitors are doing. Analyze what kind of keywords they are using, what kind of ad message they are using. Are we fighting them head-on, or do we want to craft a strategy that goes around that? Okay, these are all food for thought. And lastly, you create your own ad copy. The ad copy is the results that people will see when they search for the keyword. Okay, so it includes the title, the description, and your landing page. Okay, and if you are savvy enough, okay, other than just a simple title, ad text and URL, you can put in your local extension, even a Google map, and your site links as shown, okay? And other best practices, remember, keywords is king. Keywords is the most important in the search engine, okay? And keywords generation, to some, is very obvious. Why? What's so special about keywords? Can't I just use the keywords that's related to my company? Yes, you can do that, but let's just look at this example. As a florist, okay, what are keywords that is relevant to a florist? Keywords like, all the direct keywords like online florist, flower shop in Philippines, okay, all the action keywords, buy flowers online, buy flowers in Philippines, flowers delivery in Philippines, okay, or even the location like Makati, Manila, you can put that in. You have the different products, roses, carnation, chrysanthemum, whatever, okay. You have all the different festivals, keywords, Valentine's Day gift, Mother's Day gift, anniversary flowers, okay, baby shower gifts, okay. And you can even have indirect related keywords. Say, for example, romantic date, romantic dinner. When somebody searches for romantic dinner, he will be looking for restaurants, not flowers. But you can show results that say, going for a romantic dinner, why not surprise your partner with a bouquet of flowers? Okay, that's when it's relevant to you already. You're a florist, he's going to a date. I want to remind him that it can be good if he can buy a bouquet of flowers from me. Okay, and the best thing is, if you see my ads doesn't click, it doesn't cost me a single cent. Okay, and I can use branded terms, that means keywords related to my own company. I can also use competitor keywords, that means keywords that's the name of my competitors. I am ABC Florist, somebody search for XYZ Florist, my ads can actually come up. Okay, I can customize my ad that's against my competitor. Buying flowers from XYZ, consider again, I offer cheaper price. Okay, so that's keywords, relevancy, and the kind of keywords. And next, landing pages. You set out keywords, you show ads, people click, goes to your website. But do you send them to your home page, product pages, orders pages, or whichever content pages. So every landing page, how it's structured, how it's designed, which particular page you send them to will make a difference to the results of your campaign. So you need to keep testing to see which particular page actually can give you the best results. Okay, and reporting tools, okay. After you run a campaign, all the data coming from the campaign, how many impressions, clicks, click-through rate, cost per click, your position, how much you spend, how long you spend, how many pages they go, everything is trackable, okay? And you analyze through to fine-tune your keywords, fine-tune your ad copies. And lastly, having all this data, you need to keep optimizing by changing your keywords, your ad copies, change the price that you bid for each keyword, and so on and so forth, okay? It's getting a bit too technical, so I will not go too much into that. Okay, and last portion, I just want to highlight that. So now we know display advertising. We have the different targeting methods. We have talked about search engine marketing. Okay, and today, it's no longer just restricted to internet on our PC, on our computers, on laptops. Okay, it's actually moving a lot to our mobile. Okay. I'm sure a lot of you have been surfing nets through your mobile, okay, searching for information, and this is a trend that we are seeing happening everywhere across, okay? And with mobile, there's one added feature called location targeting. That means if you are a retailer at a particular mall, there's no point for me to show my ads to people far, far away from me. I just want to show people within a kilometer's radius when they are actually coming near my place. Okay, so that these people, whenever they are surfing, be it on their laptops, be it on their mobile, within this radius, then they'll start seeing my ads. Okay, and this is very powerful. Be it search, be it display, we can do that. Okay, and for mobile advertising, we have certain enhancements, click to call, local extension, add site links. When they search, they don't have to click to go to your website. They can actually click to call you. Okay, so just to summarize, search marketing, targeted display advertising, to me is almost like a hygiene factor already. Okay, and it's a very critical part. A best marketing campaign will not be a pure search campaign, will not be a display campaign, will not be a TV campaign. To me, a best marketing campaign will be an integrated campaign whereby you harness all the different strengths from the different platforms, different portals. Okay, and you complement each other on their weakness. Just like search, it's very, very targeted, but it's passive. So in order to make up for the passiveness, we have to complement that with other channels, other platforms as well. But you can be doing a lot of others, but if we ignore the search component, you're actually giving a piece of your potential dollars to your competitors. And this is especially true when your business, your products is what we call not impulse consumer products. Okay, it's on the needs to kind of product. Say, for example, movers company, those companies that help people to move house, move office. Okay, for such companies, how do they do advertising? They can do TV, they can do newspaper. Okay, but such companies, such brand, is very, very tough to implant in users, in consumers, that top of mind share recall. Okay, it's not like a consumer product. You keep blasting your ads, then people will remember your brand. When they need it, they recall, they will call you. But frankly speaking, when you actually got yourself a new home, a new office, you wanted help to move your office, to move your house, do you remember any movers company? Unlikely you will. Even though you have seen them somewhere in TV, you've seen them in newspaper. And what will you do now? You go to Google, you go to Yahoo or whatever search engine that you're comfortable with and search for a movers company. Okay? And when the results that comes up, you have been doing so much TV ads, but when they search for that particular service and you're not there, you're actually giving that chance away to your competitors. But if you're doing all these TV, print ads, people seen your brand before, and when they search for it, your ads come out again, straight away they can recognize, and that gives you an edge because you will stand up among from the rest of the other results, and also you are getting that person to your website. Your website is actually your best salesperson, selling for you 24/7. Okay? So you can still continue with whatever advertising that you are doing, but bear in mind that you need to complement with search because that has become a hygiene factor when people look for information. Okay? Okay, and leverage on the effective targeted online campaign. Okay, and after running any online campaign, analyze the data, optimize, track back, check, go through your objectives again, go through your ROI. Are they giving you the results that you want? And then you fine-tune from there. And the best thing about online is that it's able to do that because it gives you a lot of data. What are the keywords that people search on? How do people see your banner? How attractive are banners message to them? How much time they spend on your website? How many pages they visit on your website? All this will give you certain analysis on data based about your popularity and your availability in the top of mind share recall with your consumers. Okay? And lastly, while doing all this, it can be dry, it can be tough. Remember to have fun doing this thing. Okay? I think I still have 2 more minutes just to introduce who I am. PurpleClick. Okay, we are the first and only reseller in Southeast Asia to be authorized by Google, Yahoo, and Baidu. Baidu is a China search engine. So we do search engine marketing, search engine optimization, display, Okay? Okay, so if anything, feel free to contact us. We are HQ in Singapore, but we are actually launching our Philippines office next month. So you'll see us around. Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley Tay. Any questions now? Please approach the mic. Yes, please.
Hello, I'm Sean
Hi.
Hindral of Habaspi or Ragatet. While we mentioned about CPC, I'm quite curious about how to use CPC versus CPM because I'm totally new to this kind of thing. So I know what CPM is, but I don't know how to use it and what's the strategy for that.
Okay, I think some of you might not be familiar with the terminology. Maybe let me just recap. CPM refers to cost per metric impressions. That means the cost for every 1,000 impressions. Okay, which means to say that if your ads are being shown 1,000 times, you pay this amount. But within this 1,000 times, you don't know, you are not guaranteed of how many clicks are actually clicking onto your ad. So for example, search result, if you are florist, you can be running your campaign on a CPM campaign. That means how many people search for the keywords your ads being shown. You pay this amount. CPC means that you will not be charged based on how many times your ads come up. You only be charged based on how many times people actually see your ads and click onto your ad. So it's one level down from CPM. In the past, online advertising, be it display, be it search, be it everything, all started with CPM model because easier to understand how many times I appear, then I pay for it. But the problem is CPM model is very much similar to our traditional medium. There's still a lot of advertising wastage. I can be showing 1 million times, but people don't click. What good does it serve me as an advertiser? Okay, so over time, as the platform gets more mature, more sophisticated, advertisers are demanding more. Media agencies are demanding more. That's why the media platform owners, they start to move their charging model to the CPC model. In fact, today, not all media owners are on the CPC model. A lot of them are actually stuck with the CPM model. Because if you realize, on the CPC model, it's actually not advantageous. It's not advantageous to a media owner. If your ads are shown 1 million times, they use up 1 million of their inventory. But if nobody click, they don't earn a single cent.
So nowadays, CPM is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah. People will, as a benefit, as a safeguard to advertisers, most people will choose the CPC model. In fact, now the call is for CPA model. That means cost per acquisition. If I run the ad, people come to my website, they don't perform certain action, I don't pay for that. That's the next stage, but that one is still very elementary.
So that CPA is a new feature now in Google? Is it existing? Or
No.
not yet?
Market has been demanding for it, but none of the platform owners have actually offered that.
I see. Thank you.
Is that Robin?
Hey, good talk. Very interesting. I'm very much into paid advertising. My question, and I popped out for a bit, you may have already talked about it. How do you work with Bing compared with Google? Is it cheaper in Bing? I know there's a lot less users.
Yeah, very good question. Robin's question is, among all the different search engines platform, how do we choose which one to go for? Okay, to me, it's very simple. Actually, any platform to me is the same because of the CPC model, pay-per-click model. Okay, if this person search for my product, I'm a florist, he search buy flowers online. Does it make any difference to you when he search on Google, Yahoo, or Bing? Actually, to me, it doesn't matter. It matters to me that he's looking for me. So I want to grab him in. In fact, within all this channel, the platform that can give me the lowest cost per click, I'll grab this person in. Okay, I did not touch in my presentation. Maybe let me just explain further on this thing. All these search engine platform, pay-per-click platform, is actually an open platform. It's like an auction system. It's like a stock exchange auction system. Whoever bid highest will get to list your ads. Because in the first page of Google, Yahoo, Bing, there's just that limited 8 to 12 slots for advertisement. So who gets to show there is actually by an auction. Whoever bid highest will get to list there. If you bid for $1, say for example, $1 USD, your ads appear there, somebody click, you pay USD $1. You can bid as low as USD 5 cents, 10 cents, up to you. Okay? But the thing is, it's all driven by the market competition. And we know that Google, by default, is the most popular the most popular search engine. A lot of advertisers there. So the CPC in Google tends to be higher than Yahoo or Bing. But in Philippines, because it's still early, not so much advertiser there yet. So all the CPC is actually very, very low, even on Google. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether my sensing is right because I'm quite new to the market. From what I understand, the CPC for the various search engine platform can be 5 cents, 10 cents USD per click. As compared to Singapore, it's about $1 to $2. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Just to add to that, maybe Google is tapping a lot of small business owners here in the Philippines right now. In fact, they're introducing AdWords to even small business owners. I attended earlier this year a free seminar on how to do AdWords, and so I understand a little bit of the CPC. And what I bid out was, for our small business, it was 1 centavo for every click. Right, so every month I'm only, and my threshold is like 500 pesos, but every month I'm only paying, because it's highly contextualized, I'm only paying 30 pesos a month for our small business. So yeah, it's really quite simple. And from the other, sorry, just a second. From another session earlier this morning, they were saying that search is really becoming more intuitive than putting keywords in. Maybe later you can discuss if search is becoming so much more intuitive, giving you answers even before you start searching for it, then what's the next level? What's the next frontier? But maybe our question from the audience first.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
My name is Patrick. I'm from Propel Manila. I have a question in terms of costing. Is there an industry standard or industry acceptable CPC? Let's say, for example, you were given a budget of 150,000. How much would you rate your CPC, and how many clicks would you, in terms of a CPC-based campaign, how much clicks would you commit?
Okay, very good question. Okay, maybe I can't speak for the whole industry, but I'm saying this based on PurpleClick perspective. How we work with clients like that, and possibly I can answer the questions just now as well together. Okay, how PurpleClick work with our client is that we will discuss the budget, the strategy with our client. Client will set aside certain budget for that. That whole budget will be spent on the search campaign itself, used on the keywords. Client will pay PurpleClick a separate management fee, which we'll agree upon. It's an X percentage of the media, so that there's no conflict of interest. Because that media, I'll be putting across the different search platform, being Yahoo's, Google, Bing, to make sure that I can get the most number of clicks for my client, the best number of clicks in terms of the quality also, okay? And to the question of what is the average industry cost per click, actually this cost per click thing is very intuitive because it ranges very vastly across different industry. And if you go through that mindset, why do I need to spend this amount on the cost per click, on this particular click? Is the value of this particular visit to a website. Okay, let's look at the florist example. Online florist. In Singapore, sorry, I have to use Singapore context because I'm more familiar with the figures there. In Singapore, online florists, they are selling online flower bouquets about $50 USD. Okay, about $50 USD. And every bouquet that is sold online, their margins is about $20 USD. It's about $20 USD. So, assuming 100 people search buying flowers online florists, 100 of such people comes to the website. How many of these 100 people will actually make a purchase? Okay, that's what you need to consider. If, let's say, out of these 100 people, 5% buy from me. Okay, 5 is not a lot. It's not a large number because of the fact that these are people who buy flowers online. Okay, if these 100 people come, 5 buy from me, how much money do I make? Every transaction to me is USD $20. 5 transactions, I make $100. Okay, so how much can I spend to get these 100 people to my website? Possibly not more than $100 if I'm willing to break even. So how much can I spend on each click? $1 USD. Okay, that's the process of ROI process that we go through with all our clients. We analyze the data, see how much transaction they do, then we can keep on fine-tuning the cost per click. Our job is just to make sure that with the lowest cost per click, I drive as much traffic and get the largest conversion. As to the question that, yes, Google is promoting AdWords to all the SME, to the small, medium owners. This platform is actually very intuitive. Decide on the few keywords, prompt, put the bid, and then you're up there already. But there will be instances where either you can't spend your budget, or you overspend your budget, or you are bidding too high, you are not getting the position, you are not getting the conversions that you want. Our value in the whole ecosystem is to go through all this so that to optimize the campaign for clients so that it gives them the largest for bank, even with our management fee inside considered. Okay? We took away the labor cost of the kind of managing campaign, and we make sure that we give our expertise in optimizing the campaign so that it gives them the highest ROI possible. Yeah.
Thank you. More questions, please. Yes, ma'am.
Hi. For a company that's targeting the China market, should it rely solely on Baidu or use Google as well? And does Baidu employ the same CPC services similar to Google? Thank you.
Okay, for companies targeting the China market, unfortunately, seems like Baidu is the obvious and only choice. Google, their market share in China market is less than 5%. Okay, Baidu has actual market share of 90 to 95% there. So if you're looking to do search engine marketing, yes, you need to go for Baidu. And Baidu works on the same CPC model. Okay, but Baidu is slightly different from the other search engine. Google, Yahoo, Bing, other than the CPC model, okay, they actually have a mechanics, what we call quality score. Okay, the quality score is a score given to your ads based on how relevant your keywords and your ads are. And if you can have a good quality score, you can actually get the same position, same ads at a cheaper cost. Because as a search engine, Google, Yahoo, Bing, they want to reward advertisers for being relevant for the search result. But Baidu, unfortunately, doesn't have that mechanics. Baidu is a pure bidding platform. Highest bid get on top. But Google, Yahoo, no. Other than the bid, actually, if you optimize your campaign well, have a good quality score, you can actually get a higher position at a lower cost per click. And that's where our expertise actually came in also.
Any more questions? Facebook already has a search function. I've seen some promoted ads already on the news feed and not on banner ads. How effective do you think it has been against the usual search engines?
I will not compare Facebook ads to search engine ads. Because to me, Facebook ads is more like a display advertisement. It's just that I'm putting my advertisements on a platform called Facebook. So happens to be a social media platform. So it still doesn't perform the same function as a search engine function. Because when you do a search on Facebook, you are not exactly looking for the same kind of information or the same search intent that you do on the traditional search engine. So Facebook ads, I will classify it as a display advertising. And when you do display advertising, it's a matter of choosing where your audience are. So Facebook ads, I've seen very, very successful campaigns before because Facebook ads can actually give you huge volume at very, very low cost per click. Yes, it works for some, but typically Facebook ads will work better for consumer products. Because as a social media platform, the people going there, they are more relaxed. They like to serve for consumer products. So if you are B2B, Facebook ads might be a bit tougher in that sense. Yeah.
Yes, Robin.
Robin again.
Me again.
Yes.
Actually, on that note, Facebook search, because I've been thinking about this whole graph search thing and how am I going to adapt my business to, help companies achieve SEO through Facebook graph search. What do you think about that? Like, how can you help brands be found through Facebook graph search?
If you are looking from the SEO context, actually, we all know in the industry that, yes, there's something that we need to be looking at, but exactly how much does it help is still up to debate. So I think that one is too technical for this purpose here. Maybe I can take it offline.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. While she's getting up to the mic, I've seen a lot of promoted ads on Facebook, and I think right here locally it's about 350 pesos for every promoted ad.
Yeah, actually the promoted ads works quite well.
Actually,
because,
very effective.
Because they're actually targeted based on demographics or based on your friends' interests. So those ads that you see is actually very, very targeted to
and
you.
very influential.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Hi, I'm Trisha from Ogilvy. I just want to ask your opinion. Since yesterday, Facebook announced that you can use their timeline when you run promotions. Because before it was strictly regulated that you have to house any promotions inside an app. Would you recommend to utilize this given that you won't have analytics to study how effective your promo would be? And since standard ads always lead to app, your ads won't necessarily lead to a promo because it would just lead to the timeline.
This is another agency question. But anyway, because this is something too new even for us as well because it's actually recently just launched. But to me, it's usually when I run campaigns for clients, I don't worry too much about the analytics portion. That one is good to have, but at the end of the day, whether the campaign works for client, based on the results, based on the objectives that we want to drive for, through other means, I think we can actually have a good sense of that. So I typically will try to come up with other tracking mechanism to assess the results rather than just looking at the analytics.
Any more questions? If I may, in another session, they were talking about more context and less content. So I'm thinking less of the keywords and more of the context, locations or events in terms of promoting your business. What are your insights on that?
Yeah, definitely. When online advertising first started, its benefits, its advantage over traditional medium is purely based on its trackability, measurability. Over time, it's focused on more content-driven, more targeting. And now we are slowly moving based on the different kind of targeting methods I mentioned, very, very context-based, location-based, specific-based, search behavior-based. This is really the trend that we're moving ahead. Yeah.
Any more questions from the audience? All right, if there are no more questions, we'd like to thank Mr. Stanley Tay
Thank you.
of PurpleClick Media.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time and energy.